Hi, Cindy here from the Post and Rail Nursery, and this is my first nursery tour. We've been open since January this year, so 2024, and it's now first week in December. So I'm really excited to share with you. I feel like I've just caught my breath now and setting up this nursery and having it going. So I'd love to give you a garden tour and show you the plants that we've got here. We're a grower direct nursery, and that's so exciting because everything you see, well, 90% of the things you see, we've actually propagated from scratch. So these are my babies. So come and see my babies. Come in. The first section we've got in here is a generous row of succulents. And we've got everything from aeoniums to echeveras to blue chalk sticks, which I totally love these. And what I like is putting the different colours together. These are the sedums, the gold mound sedums. And when you put them together, you can actually get, it's a very valuable way if you've got a really hard spot to landscape in your garden that's super hot or dry or unloved, or you need that low maintenance thing that everyone wants. You can put these together in such a way that it's colourful without waiting for it to flower. So they're non-messy. I love them in the right spot. Next, we're going to come along here and we've got something that I had no idea how much I would love this plant. Let me just get one that's coming up to flower. Now let me say the proper name, Cynthia trichum. Isn't that just a lovely name? It's an aster. So what's good about it is this one's called Orpheus, and look at that dark colour flower. Beautiful, long stems. So this is just about to send up a heap of stems. Beautiful cut flower. And as far as I can see, now I treat them mean, keep them keen around here. So this one seems to be non-frost bothered, non-heat bothered. Yeah, I've never seen it look anything other than, well, apart from when it's not sending up the flower spikes, the actual foliage itself is really nice and healthy. So that's Cynthia trichum Orpheus aster. It's a mouthful. Another one, so in case, I just want to set you up here, I love all the rare and unusual plants. So this one here, I spent ages sourcing these unusual things from all over the place. This one sounds like a horrible name, Halaragus. I don't know why that sounds so horrible, but anyway, Halaragus Wellington bronze. Now this is not really known for its flowering, but like have a look at that foliage en masse there, and when you put it in the garden it grows about knee high by about 2 foot or 60 centimeters wide, and this bronze foliage is just stunning amongst other green foliage. The flowers aren't really anything to write home about, and I wouldn't grow it for that, but as far as hardiness goes, this is another one that I've been pretty mean to, and it's been frosted and it's been what you would normally call sunburnt around here. And at no point has it ever not looked amazing. So another hardy one, but not something, Wellington bronze, I suppose you could get away with calling it, but Halaragus, I mean, who's naming these things? Next one here, Hebe. You gotta love the Hebes, these are just gorgeous. This is an old-fashioned one called Blue Gem. Look at those flowers, good cut flowers again, spikes of blue, I love them. Then we've got the good old Nandina, which goes limey green over summertime and then goes really vibrant reds over winter. Moving on to, this is another weird sounding plant, Phygelius. Phygelius. Oh, honestly, some of these things, these beautiful tubular flowers, and I'm just loving it. It flowers multiple times through the year. It has a break over winter, but the foliage doesn't go away, which is good, and it looks like it gently spreads sideways, but not in an alarming way. The next thing I've got is, and you'll see these on our ordering online, is the Shainomalies or the flowering quince. Now here's a funny story. I've got them as mixed because until we found out that you can buy any texture marker that says outdoors, and it says weather resistant, it says outdoors, so like a builder's marker for outside, and I've named all of these varieties. I've got red, I've got orange, I've got coral, I've got white, I've got the pink. Absolutely stunning, right? They all fade. All the textures fade. So all I've had to do is put on Shainomalies flowering quince mixed. It's like a mixed bag lollies. You don't know what you're going to get. Like licorice, all sorts. So now I've learned silver, like grey lead. Grey lead is the one and only thing to write on an outdoor marker that doesn't go away. Well, that's how you learn. Another thing that sounds like a hard one, Trachelospermum jasminoides. I love this plant. It is Chinese star jasmine and it's so fragrant and beautiful. And it's the climber that you're looking for if you need a non-out of control climber. So normal jasmine can actually end up taking over whole beds of garden. This one is just happy to just twine and climb up your little framework and just be neat and tidy and then have this beautiful fragrance, and it's evergreen. So I totally love it. We're just going to skip this section. Here's the osteospermums, some things there, so many things, so I don't want to spend too long. We've got Japanese box. We've got, I love this Abelia sunrise. Look at that. Look at those colours that are in there. You've got limey green, you've got the variegation, and then you've got these hints of peach. I mean, come on, that is just stunning. Now, where I would use this plant to best effect is in dark shady areas or under trees that are quite dark or tucked back in, because this kind of foliage in there just lights up the space. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, now coming around to this section, I have so I put in an irrigation system and I need to shift my Aqualegias back, but I've got the beautiful Macana giants there. And then dare I get stuck into this realm, we have some beautiful dahlias here. Now we got rained on the last 2 days, so we've got some stunning, look at them. The bees absolutely love these dahlias. Look at this thing. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Let me show you this one. It's just be careful in case my knees give way. Look at this. Look at this beautiful dahlia. So we've got hundreds coming on. This is just the ones that are flowering so far. And I absolutely love dahlias. I've just planted 82 different ones and I've just started breeding dahlias. Like, I'm just down the rabbit hole. I don't think there's any coming out and I'm not even sorry about it. So keep an eye out for the dahlias coming up. They're just going to be stunning. Now I can't not talk about this salvia. Okay, I'm collecting salvias as well. And this is what I've been doing the last few years. I've been collecting rare, unusual, interesting plants, bringing them here, potting them up. If they survive being pot up for a few months and they look like they're going to go, they get planted in my trial garden where there's like one of everything. And if you thrive there and you've had a winter and a summer on you, then I'm going to propagate you or find out what that is to propagate you, and then I'm going to grow you. And so I'm finding the most unusual things, and this is one of them. This is a salvia called Sagittata or mesquite, and look at that blue colour. Look at that blue. Also, look at this leaf. This is like, if you ever want to imprint into artworks and paint that leaf and pop it on some canvas or it's just so textured, and look at that arrow sort of shaped leaf. But then look at this flower. Now, what I love about this one is was trying to propagate this one for so long and it doesn't stop flowering. So I've been waiting, and it was flowering in winter, and I was like, oh really? Because I could take some cuttings right now. I've got two spare minutes, and it was full of flowers. So I'm like, okay, well I'll wait till spring, and it was still flowering. So it flowers all year round. But that blue, it actually looks fake. It looks like the fake blue. Remember when you get fake blue carnations and you're like, oh, that's totally fake? This colour is like a true blue. I hope it's conveying through the camera screen. My heart beats for that salvia, just so you know. And in the meantime, we're growing wonderful perennials like Monarda Mohawk. The bees love this. It's a type of bee balm. And just look at it, it's stunning. So if you're ever online looking at ordering plants in most of Australia, you'll be able to order, if you order a Monarda Mohawk, that's what I send in the post. This is why I'm so excited, because I've ordered so many plants online and they've come as the tiniest little tubes with just a whiff of a plant. I'm just excited to send people plants this size that are ready to put in the garden. So makes me excited. If I received something like that, I would whoop for joy if that ever came my way. So look at that Orpheus aster there. That's one just heading out. Look at that. That's just one stem. Oh, and while we're here, we should probably check out the lupins. So I've started, I'm a collector and I'm not even sorry about it, but look at this lupin. This is a tree lupin. So if you've ever tried to grow the Russell hybrid lupins, they can be a bit tricky. But this one grows as like a 4-foot shrub, rounded, and it says on the label that it's a good colony plant. So when you're first setting up a garden and it's getting blown around and it's like in horrible conditions, you could plant this and have a plant in a quick amount of time that starts to fill in your space. And it's so true. So this is already 4 foot tall and about 5 foot wide in my garden and barely stops flowering. Great cut flower. Yeah, and guess what? It comes in a mauve. I found it in purple and it's also stunning. Not as floriferous as the yellow one, but also amazing. So here's another block of that Orpheus aster. I mean, for as long as I can remember, I've loved Felicia amyloides, which is the blue marguerite. Like, look at that pretty flower. This just grows such a pretty colour. And because it only grows knee high and it's a bit spready, perfect for under roses. You could put that sort of mauve colour, and it flowers a lot more than that, but it gets covered. Perfect for putting under like multicoloured plants, because blue takes out all of the, sometimes it looks higgledy-piggledy or like too bright, and you put a blue carpet of something underneath and all of a sudden everything is harmonious because everything goes with blue. We've got some dwarf daisies here, which I love. As far as salvias go, and it's not quite flowering yet, but it's heading there. This is salvia called African Sky. Oh, you can start to see the flowers coming here. Now, if you need a salvia that is going to take all conditions, wind, sand, sun, salt, dry, like if you need a plant that you could treat it mean and keep it keen, this is the one, Salvia African Sky. Look, I've got some pretty little dwarf white daisies. Oh my gosh, this lavender. Seriously, no one is super into this lavender yet. I don't think everyone knows how good it is. This one is called Sidoni lavender. Now, as far as a lavender, this is what the flowers come out like. This is a lavender that flowers all year round. The foliage is really fragrant. You only have to brush past it and you're getting a beautiful lavender fragrance. And look, to be honest, I can't find any faults with it. I'm waiting to be, because I'm judgy when it comes to plants. Oh, you don't look good in winter. That's one mark less. And I just can't find anything wrong with it. So I'm probably going to plant a hedge of this here to make people fall in love with it like I am. And hopefully they can see how marvellous that will be in the garden. Oh, and speaking of rare, okay, this is rare. I've been wanting to get my hands on this plant for a long time. One, because the name is awesome. Two, because I want to try what everyone says you can do with it. This is called Physistigia rosea. Physistigia is also known as obedient plant, which just cracks me up. Could you get teenagers in that variety? Would be so nice to get obedient teenagers. Anyway, the flowers that come out of this are these beautiful pink colour flowers, and you're supposed to be able to bend them and they stay where you bend them, hence the name obedient plant. So finally got my hands on it, and it's just beautiful. And you know what? It's hardy in the garden, which I wasn't expecting, because it's not something I've seen. And this is my 6th nursery here in 2024, so 24 years, and I haven't seen a Physistigia to buy one this whole time. I've only ever read about it. So I was thinking, oh, maybe it's not for our zone, but it's just one of those rare old-fashioned things that no one has really kept going, or it's readily available. So I'm excited to have it, and I'm excited to have like 100 of it. Because why have one when you can have 100? Yeah, I'm not sorry about that either. Okay, let's move into the next section. I also have a penchant for conifers, and I'm not sorry about that either. Oh, and this is like every nurseryman's dream, okay? I've got golden sage in there. This variegated, beautiful golden sage, which is a cut flower, cut foliage, and it tastes like normal sage, so it's got 3 purposes. Then there's this variegated purple, mauve, and cream and green leaf one. Well, it's tucked in there. And like, just want to point out, this is every nurseryman's dream. We've got the plant for sale in front of the plants there in the garden, and that just floats my boat so much. But like, look at this foliage, absolutely stunning, and edible. So yeah, it ticks more than one box. We've got currants here, and we've just propagated some hops from our plants. Look at them go. Wow, they're really happy with and if you've ever grown hops before, or you haven't, they're a deciduous climber, like a herbaceous climber. So they grow up like the blazes, like completely cover something within the year, give the hop flowers, and then they die back to the ground. So it's a every year thing. But what I like is they're grabby. They literally, you can't tell, but they want to stick to your hands. It's really textural. I quite like that one. Okay, so many things. I've got normal bee balm just here, Monarda, absolutely stunning in the garden. I've got a Plectranthus fosteri in here, and this is one that's for, you can tell, it's a shrub, but it also wants to be a spreading shrub. So this will just, or put it in a hanging basket. It's absolutely gorgeous. Plectranthus fosteri, absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, now here's another word that people are naming these things, and I think this person had a cold. This one's called phlomis, which reminds me, of course, of phlegm. Phlomis, that's how I remember it. And it's this beautiful Jerusalem sage it is. This leaf is very much like lamb's ears, but it's a shrub that grows about 4 foot tall, has these lemon flower heads on it. Great cut flower once again, but just like, if you get a close look at that soft and fluffy stem, it's just beautiful texturally. Oh my gosh. And then grey green. So anytime you see hairy and grey, you know that it's hardy to the sun and the sand and the wind and harsh conditions. So love that one. But yeah, phlomis, I mean, come on people, can we be a bit more attractive with our plant naming? Oh, another one that I really like, if you can swing around and have a look at that beautiful yellowy orange plant there, that is called Tagetes lemonii. Now, it's another one of those occasions where I've got the plant, there's the plant, and then here's the plant. So this plant, I've had that in the ground for 3 years now. It's done nothing but look amazing. Even in winter time, it still looks good. It has the odd flower, but flowers mostly over the warmer time of the year. I would simply grow it just because you only need to brush past it. The foliage releases this fragrance. It's like mango, it's like passion fruit. Mango, it's passion fruit. Is it mango? Is it passion fruit? It's this tropical fragrance foliage, which is just beautiful, and yet it just looks good all the time. So I think I love the plants that just extra reward you. Oh, and speaking of Phagelius, I haven't even put this on the website yet. So I've got the yellow one, but guess who managed to get the white one? The white one's really rare. So these beautiful little trumpet sort of spikes on the flowers, which are really good. They haven't opened yet. Oh, that one has. Hang on. Look at that pretty. Oh, there's an earwig. Get out. Thank you. Just so pretty. So pretty. So, and I found a red one. So I've put that in my red bed in the back garden. I'll have to do a tour of my back garden because it's unlike most gardens where you have swathes of things that look attractive. Mine is like one of this, one of that, one of this, one of that, because I'm a collector. All right, now this next group here. Oh gosh, this is a gorgeous shrub. So this is a South African shrub called Sphaerosia Priscilla Pink. Also being called Anisodontia, if anyone's heard of that. This is a long-lived shrub though, 4 foot by 4 foot, which is 1.2 by 1.2. And this never stops flowering. The bees absolutely adore this. You could put this in the most inhospitable, hard, unloved place and it would just thrive. Bushy, rounded, also makes a good topiary. And then we come to this Gaura Hot Pink. I love this plant. This plant is so hardy. So it's a cut flower, but that foliage itself in the garden amongst other, like look how pretty it looks next to the lavender with the grey-green foliage, and then you've got this burgundy foliage. It flowers from spring through to the first days of winter, I reckon, and then it looks it doesn't die back, but it just sort of stops being boisterous, and then you cut it back then, and then it comes back again as soon as it warms up. So very rewarding and hardy shrub for sure. Oh, I want to talk about the Achilleas next. So it's also called yarrow, and very popular. There's heaps of different colours of them. I just happen to be in love with anything that is this apricot-y, peachy terracotta colour. So the fact it says terracotta means I'm ready to swoon at a moment's notice. I remember this one when I was first learning horticulture. I'll kill you if you forget it. That's how you got to make up sayings to remember all the botanical words. So this one was, I'll kill you if I forget this plant. So Achillea it is. But also it's like Achilles heel, but my version I think is a bit more fun. So you get these spikes of flowers, but then you get this ferny foliage, which is just beautiful. Dividable plant, very giving. It comes in yellows, whites, heaps of different colours and types. All right, better go to the willow section because that's another swoony topic for me. And I've got these bigger, but did you know there's a salix, which is a willow, called Hakuro nashiki, and it has this pink new foliage, variegated cream and green leaves, and it only grows a shrub, so it's 2 meters, which is like about there. Imagine a willow shrub in your garden with pink new growth and cream and green leaves. Seriously amazing. I love this thing. Then I've got poplars, and I've got other types of willows. I've even got it rained so you can't see the pretty flowers, but I've got the pretty straw flowers there. Just swing past and see the conifer collection that I've got here. So one of the things I always struggle trying to talk people into conifers, because they think it's a pine tree and they think it's going to be messy and enormous, but some of these are so dainty and pretty, and like only grow, like that one's only a 6-foot shrub, and that's a 6-foot shrub, so it's like 1.82 meters. These are the taller cedars, but that's eventually they get bigger. Very slow growing, those ones, but like look at that Christmas tree potential. I just think they're so amazing, because imagine this color range here, and you put a burgundy like Prunus nigra in there, like a double flowering cherry plum, a Bleriana, Prunus Bleriana, or a nigra, and you put that burgundy foliage in there and watch all of these colors just sing and pop, which I think is very nice. Good bones, good bones. All right, that's my wholesale section. Yep. We have room for 4,000 plants back there, and we're about a third full at the moment, only because everything's grown so quick and I need to propagate and bring more stuff up. That's the prunus I was talking about. Imagine that foliage colour with those conifers, because that's the only foliage colour that's not there. Amazing in the garden. All right. We have some unusual conifers here. This one, last one, because I totally planted one because I needed one, obviously. This one is a Sequoiadendron coastal redwood. So one of the biggest growing trees in the world is right here. And look at it. It's amazing. Beautiful new foliage. So of course I had to plant one of them. Will it be so enormous that will overtake my 5 acres here? Not in my lifetime, no. So I just get so excited with all the different tree choices, and there's just too many to walk through at the moment. I might do that another day, but wow, liquid ambers. See these willows? See these big willows here? These darlings? I grew these from scratch. I've got one in my backyard that I planted, and this is my baby, which is now, and actually I've just cut them back super hard. I literally gave them a Brazilian, if you were going to call it a haircut at all. There was not a leaf left on it. It was completely naked. And this is maybe 3 weeks ago, and this is the growth. It just gives, while they're in a pot, it just gives them a rest and lets them regrow again. And willows are just one of those, you know how you have a nostalgic tree memory, and I have a nostalgia for the willows. So, and liquid ambers. So on my last property, I had 140 of these up my driveway because we had a 700-metre driveway. And there's something about a liquid amber colour. Like, look at this beautiful foliage now. It's quite a hardy tree, but then you get this kind of thing happening in winter time or late autumn, but it's like really late. So a lot of the things like the ashes and the poplars, they're early to colour up. And if you design your garden, you've got enough room, you design your garden well, you'll put some early colouring deciduous trees and then you pop one of these in so that you've got late colour. And it's just amazing when that happens. Then we've got things like Acenagundo Sensation. So I've grown these from scratch. We've got the tortured willow or the corkscrew willow. Look at that beautiful. And unbeknownst to me, till I started propagating them, there's this green stem version, which is all, you know, corkscrew or tortured as the two ones. But then I found a golden stem version. Like, how amazing is that? Just so good for florist work. We all want that kind of twiggy stuff in our bouquets. Oh, I just want to show you one last thing. We're nearly finished. I just want to show you, this is the Salix Hakuro Nishiki in bigger pots. Like, just look at that foliage. Isn't it beautiful? Aren't you beautiful? You are beautiful. You are very, very, like, look, you couldn't even paint that. If you tried to come up with that blotchiness and that's a random different one, like, have a look at that beauty. But anyway, come into the shop. My husband built me this building, and which I'm very, very grateful for, to home my paintings, my seeds, my preserves. So come in and have a look in here. Come in. So here's the counter, and this beautiful timber in here. It still smells like the smell of timber, which is nice. And then on the walls are all my paintings that I've got for sale at the moment. And I've got my books here. There's Fall in Love with Baking book, Fall in Love with Preserving book, and they're all available on my website. And yeah, the paintings. I've had so much fun with these paintings. These are the seeds that we produce here. So, and I just love this process. I actually, oh yeah, chocolate Queen Anne's lace. I mean, stop it. It's ridiculously gorgeous. What I love about this is I make my own plant labels, and so I actually make my own seed labels. So I love being able to produce the whole package from start to finish. And then up here is my watercolor gift cards. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool too. I love them. And this is how many preserves I've got left. But thankfully, we're just heading into the summer season and I'm about to get a lot more produce so I can make this stuff again. Literally, I can't keep up with the amount of preserves that we go through here. And then I've got a kids book as well called Matilda's Birthday, which was just a beautiful, and we might do another explanation of that sort of stuff down the track. But yeah, and we've got these cute little paintings that are all on timber. So you don't necessarily have to hang them. You can actually, and I just love their colours. You can have it just sitting there. So they could be bookends, they could just be on a shelf, and I just think they're beautiful. Totally love this place, and love the heartfelt nature of it. Everything is from scratch, grown. The labels I do, which is kind of cool. The seeds we do, the preserves we do, the paintings I do, and turn them into cards. It's like so much fun here. So anyway, you are welcome to check out our website, which is thepostandrail.com.au. And if you don't put .au, you're going to get a post and rail fencing company in California or somewhere. So make sure you put the AU on it. And yeah, if you ever get a chance to come and check us out, we are at 7 Bill James Court, Compton, near Mount Gambier. And yeah, we're open Thursday to Sunday, 10 till 2. So thanks very much.